service provider to come to a specific location, help you solve that problem. Market validation. Bolt, Uber, InDrive. These are 3 companies that do the exact same thing. You know, they offer ride services to people. So they empower locals to provide their driving skills to people that are in need of it. And they are doing well. So market size. Nigeria's informal service economy is worth $7.5 billion. That's a lot. And it's not a structured, it's not structured, basically. So that's huge numbers. Not in Naira, though. In dollars. $7.5 billion. No one will convert them to Naira. The products. So currently we have a prototype of this product, and we did a lot to kind of make this something. So over here you have, wow. Thought you guys were following. Sorry, next slide. Okay. Back. Go back. Yeah. So over here, you open up the application, and this is one of the first screens you see. This is basically your feed, showing you a tailored feed that shows you exactly what the solution you might need, right? A service you might need. Maybe you come on the platform to find tailors or mechanics. Maybe you have one of these problematic cars that spoils every week. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of mechanic on your feed, but basically you see, what's tailored. If you have like a new problem or something like that, you could tap on that, what do you need? You can't see it. But then you tell us what you need. You set the location where you would like the service provider to meet you. If it is your generator that spots, you set your house location, and then you set your budget. Sorry, next screen. You set your budget, set your location, tell us what you need. If it's 1,000 Naira you want to pay, maybe you're a cheap person, you can put it there, and then you press, you hit the find someone. So instantly, just like, I don't know if you've used InDrive, but if you've used InDrive, you notice that, there's something special about the application. You get instant real-time offers from people that can solve that particular problem you need solved. So instead of you running around looking for a good generator fixer, you can just tell us the problem, set the location where you want the service provider to meet you, set your budget, and instantly get real-time offers from several service providers around you. Thank you, sir. So you get offers from service providers. You can accept anyone. You can deny the ones that have sketchy profile pictures, and then accept the one that works for you. Next. And you track, they come over, you track their progress, there's a scheduled timeline, and then when it finishes, you can pay them. And yeah. So our business model, we charge 5% for each service, for each transaction between someone who needs a service and someone who provides that service. So if you make 100K from fixing something or providing a service, maybe sewing something, or maybe home, you need someone to come and barb you at home. That person comes, we charge 5% for every single transaction that takes place. And we also charge a subscription fee of 8,000 Naira monthly for now. So market adoption, how do we plan on breaking into the tough market we have in Nigeria? We'll be doing so through social media. Nigerians spend a lot of time on social media, Facebook for the elderly people, and Instagram, TikTok. We do so through that, and we would also be making use of referral bonuses. that works in Nigeria. I don't know if you've noticed, but people love free money. So we'll be making use of referral bonuses and radio ads also. A competition. How does the chart look like currently? So we have wow. Next. So we have affordable up. We have expensive down below. To the right, we have offline transactions. To the left, we have online transactions. And you can see that the offline transactions and the expensive end, you have expensive there. So you can see that there are a lot of the offline and expensive side of things is quite crowded. And after that, you have affordable, but it's still offline. So it's difficult to find those that are affordable, but are offline. It could be anything, any problem you have, anything. I'm telling you. So you have online transactions that are expensive. You have a few there, and then you have us. Online transactions and affordable. People compete for, you set a budget and they compete. We want to solve this problem. You see, you need your hair done. You get 10 different people that can do it. 20 different people telling you, okay, I can even do it for cheaper. I can do it for the exact same price, and you, at the comfort of your home, on top of your bed, you decide who is going to solve that problem you need. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me borrow your mic since this one is not working.
Thank you very much. Okay, first come, first serve. Jessica, it's your turn. So I'm going to give you mic.
Don't go yet. I can't answer your question. It's not my question. It's your question. I can't answer your question.
Yes. So a lot of time I need an electrician or I need a plumber. The first thing I'm doing is I'm calling my friend, please, can you give me the number of that your plumber, or can you give me the number of that your electrician? So my question is, how do you ensure that the service providers are qualified and competent enough to get the job done? And secondly, how do you ensure the security of the customer? Because I may not want a complete stranger coming into my home to do any type of work when I don't know where they're coming from. So how do you ensure they are qualified and competent? And then what steps can you take to mitigate and ensure that the security of your customer in their own home is guaranteed? Exactly.
We don't play with bad guys. First before a service provider is onboarded into the application, they have to go through the process. First of all, you give us your NIN. Try nonsense. We will come for you, but so you take your NIN, you take your BVN. So if anything happens, you have to flee the country. Any screw up, just be the next flight out. So take that. Also, when you get offers from these guys to solve a problem you have, whatever problem you have, you can see their ratings. If you see someone with a low rating, maybe that guy speaks back to his customers. That's why it has a 3-star rating.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'd love to take all questions. Please, Guy. Daniel, please come to the stage. I'd love to take questions, but I'm a man under sheer power. So we'll have the next contestant. Just a moment, please. So sorry. The next contestant is Miss Manuela Bolarawa. I think he's from Nigeria. You're welcome. 5 minutes. All the best.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Bolarawa, and I'm grateful to organizers of this program here today. I am a co-founder and the director of EduCrest Limited. EduCrest is a company that is CAC certified, and it was born out of a deep desire to reshape the educational system in Africa today. I don't know, at one point or the other, I would be familiar with the phrase, school is scam. It's popularly said as school na scam. Please pardon my language there, but here is the key point here. That phrase speaks volume about how students really actually feel about the educational system in Nigeria. And it's not just Nigeria alone, believe me. Across Africa, that phrase echoes in the increasing disengagement and loss of faith in the educational system as a pathway to success. And we've looked into this, and it's not just me saying this actually. According to data, UNESCO 2022, over 98 million children and adolescents in sub-Saharan Africa are out of school. And it's the highest rate in the world actually. And we've looked deeply into this problem, and we've asked ourselves, what is causing this? And we've come up with 4 basic problems. The first one is affordability. Education is increasingly expensive, especially if you are considering going to a private school where you are expected to get quality. The second one is accessibility. For those in underserved areas, you would agree with me that education or quality education is not accessible. And the third is efficiency, and that's where every other problem like lack of infrastructure and poor trained teachers teaching the students. And then the last one is the lack of, or the seeming lack of opportunities after the schooling period. And at EduCrest, we have looked into all these problems and we've come up with a solution. But before I begin to talk about the solution, we say it with a deep sense of purpose in EduCrest that we are efficiently empowering education one feature at a time. And part of our team member is a SDG advocate, and we understand that this problem is a real threat to everything that the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals stand for. So back to the solution. We've looked into the problem and we've come up with a solution that is grouped into these 4 categories. The first one is the community-driven social learning system. And this seeks to make education a social experience. For those of us using the social media, we will understand that it keeps us glued to our devices. And we decided that what if we can make education a system that works like this? And it also fosters collaboration. And when there is collaboration, there is faster and easier solution to problems. The next solution, or the next system, is our gamified learning experience. We've created systems where we make education more fun using games and puzzles. And this is also to aiming to increase motivation and participation. And we also use leaderboards for to increase competitiveness in the platform. So we use leaderboards to create an healthy competitive environment. And the next one is where we actually begin to get really interesting. Our AI-powered personalized learning. So Claire made mention of using artificial intelligence to narrow down your experience on a platform to you. And that is what we've done using this platform. We are using AI to power our learning platform to ensure that everyone is educated to the level at which he can understand. So some people have different time of learning, some people have different mood of learning, and our system adapts to that based on your previous engagement with the platform. So our last one is, this one we are interacting with the educational institutions, schools and educators, institutions that are putting out education to the people. And this is our school learning, school management system. And this, what sets us apart here is we've created a school management system that monitors student performance. So we don't just take record of schools in terms of results or financials. No, we analyze those results using those data, using artificial intelligence, and then we give the teachers and the school administration direct insights as to how their students are performing year on year, which will make the teachers to make targeted decision for each and every student. And that is what sets us apart in our SMS space. So what is the market opportunity? I'd like us to know that Africa is the fastest growing market for e-learning, according to education.com website. And the following indicators on the screen here affirms that. The first one is the rapid growth of the edtech space. So as of today, or as of this year, the edtech space is valued at $3.4 billion in Africa alone. And this is expected to rise to $5.3 billion by 2027. That's a over 55% jump in valuation within 2 years. There is no better deal than that. The next indicator is the e-learning adoption. I made mention earlier that we have 98 million children out of school, and this means that there is an increasing demand for alternative systems that is accessible and is tech-enabled, and that means that sector is also on the rise. The next one we'll look very quickly is the youth demography. Currently, we have over 650 million, that's 60% of the continent's population, below the age of 25. The next is the mobile penetration. According to GSMA 2023, 88% of citizens of Africa are expected to be on the mobile internet services by 2030. So when you think of our product, what we want, a user-friendly interface. As you can see the app demo. Okay, I thought I was the one controlling this. So the app demo here on the screen, it shows a clean user interface. That's our prototype. And our key features, we have our AI-powered learning assistant, we have social learning collaboration, gamified learning, and a career growth opportunity. That's the section we like the most, because it's not only, and that is addressing the fourth problem. We have a section where we display opportunities for students that are finished from school and are seeking to get jobs or scholarships to further their education. That's where we create mentorship and career growth opportunities. At this point, I would like to take questions, even though I'm not completely done yet. But if you have any question, I would be taking questions. Thank you very much.
It's only one question, not any. Can a judge ask question? Okay, it's a democracy. Please, people, can a judge ask question? Okay, the House has decided. The House has it. Okay, Ogachidi.
Before I get the feedback, I'd like to get the scores. The scores are very, because my takeaway is
when the last person is finishing, I'm getting the scores.
Then we can now do the feedbacks. Yes, so please let's start including those scores. Those scores are important to my being here. So question now from the judge.
Okay, it was pretty much a very good presentation. However,
thank you, sir.
I have my reservations because I think it was streamlined to a certain sect of people who can afford what you have to offer. Okay. So I didn't really understand who your product was for.
Okay.
Right? I didn't, so what I wrote down here was, what of areas of insecurity, blah, 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 how can they make use of your product?
Okay.
And my final question, or it's still in the same bucket, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you're only educated because there is a body who tells you that you have fulfilled all requirements and we are giving you a certification, hence you're educated.
Yeah.
Who does that? Like with your software, can somebody sitting for WAEC go through your own learning program and now go and write take a WAEC examination and stop? I don't know if you understand.
I get your question, sir.
Thank you. You have 30
it's a
seconds
very
to answer that question.
And beautiful
point.
All right.
So I'll go quickly to the question. So as regarding who our product is for, currently we are targeting the K-12 market. That's from 1 to SS3. And the reason we are targeting this market is because that's the foundation for education. And to your next question, for those in undeserved areas, I don't know if I'm right, if that's the question. Those in undeserved areas, sorry, underserved areas. Underserved areas, sorry. Is that the question, sir? Areas of security. Alright, so our platform we offer the loading page goes offline. That means even without internet access, you can get our landing page, access our courses, and see if the platform is for you. And then even when you have internet connection, let's say you are able to get to this internet connection, you can download those materials, and then when you're back home or your residents, go through them, learn, and then take our assessment. So as to whether we can get regulatory, that's for the exams. So we intend to work with WAEC and NECO. I understand that WAEC currently is online. So that means it can work very well with our platform. So we train you, and we have a step-by-step sequence. So if you register and you say you're primary one, we test your knowledge. Are you really, is your knowledge meeting up with primary one? And if it is, then we enroll you. Based on our assessment, to understand that whether you're moving to the next step. And if you are moving to the next step, fine. Then we continue like that. When you get to just...
so sorry. You see, my job is so tough. I have to stop you.
I don't know if you understand, sir.
All right. Can we put our hands together for my friend from Niger State? Please make it to the stage. I'm really sorry, even though I love to hear more, even though I have questions, but I can't ask them. The next person is... Kayode Ayomide. Do we have him? Kayode Ayomide? Okay, we don't have Kayode Ayomide. Yeah, see, you have to speak. Do we have Kayode Ayomide? Okay, all the best. 5 minutes. Focus.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Kayode Ayomide. I'm the founder of SEFCON. So, okay. It's fine. So I'm the founder of SEFCON, as I've said earlier. I'm just going to say a story then. From there, I'm going to state the solution. So I could still remember an issue of, an uncle walking up to me and asking me that, he actually needs a trusted graphic designer that won't disappoint. And I could still remember a friend chatted me up that, I'm a graphic designer, but there's no visibility apart from my WhatsApp platform. So SEFCON is going to be that mobile and web application that connects those who need service with those that offer them. So that's our major two audience. Can I have the next slide soon? Those that need service and those that provide them. And I want to walk you through the process. Like now, for every users, both for client and service provider, your registration is going to be completely free. And the reason for this is to create that traffic, to make sure there is no restriction in registration. Why for the service provider, you can actually be booked based with the free mode. You can actually be booked, but then your being booked is actually limited in sense that for you to actually gain more booking, then you have to actually upgrade either to Pro or Lite. Why for clients is completely different. For clients, you can actually see if the person is available. Now, the issues of, probably call an electrician to do your work and the electrician keep postponing. Why? Because he has other job. So with this application, you actually see the availability of the person. If the person is booked, you're going to say, this person is already booked. So you can go for someone else that is available and close to you. Another thing we actually try to build here is trust, because that's another issue people want. Can I really trust this person? And because of that, through our registration process, there are a lot of security measures being considered and a lot of identity verification that is also going to be integrated. And what's the feasibility of our solution? Please, can you go back to the first slide? Yeah. The feasibility of our solution, one, is that we are building on existing structure. And the first existing structure we are building on is operationally in Africa. The rate of informal job actually rates from 80 to 95%, and which currently in Nigeria is over 80%. So this platform automatically provides that structure that increase the visibility of that informal sector, increase their visibility, and at the long run, increase their job opportunity as well as increase their income rate. So our second infrastructure we are bidding on is mobile application. Currently, mobile application in Africa alone is over 80%, like the penetration in Africa. But in Nigeria, it's over 200. We have over 200 million users, which will make the app accessible to everybody, both local and urban area. So there is no barrier in that aspect. And we have a financial feasibility. A financial feasibility is that initially, most of our tasks will be automated just to balance up with the other parts that is actually free. And apart from that, the way we intend to make our income is on service provider subscription, because clients will not pay. You can't be paying for the service and still be paying the app. No, you won't pay for that. But our profit will be coming from every successful work of your, or every successful booking. Then that's when we are going to receive a commission. And from the subscription, we're also getting with the service provider, as well as we'll be partnering with other organizations that provide service directly. We'll partner with them to increase their visibility as well as enhance their service delivery. And as a result of that, we are going to get some other funds. Another thing I'll be talking about is market variability. This was actually what drew me to this project. I'm going to explain this. As according to African Bank Development and McKinsey, 2013, African is projected to be the world's largest workforce. This, please go back to the slide. The first, I just need a second, please. When I need others, I'll tell you. The first one, please, just go back there. Okay, African is actually projected to be the world's largest workforce. And as I will actually tell you that Nigerian as a nation, the president or federal government are working towards this by raising institutions like 3MTT, Incubator Hub. Why? To build that skill. But then if you look both out, in terms of the world and in terms of Africa, we don't really have that platform. Because if you tell me that Africa is going to be the world's largest workforce, let me give a perfect example for us to understand this. Okay, so 1 more minute. Oh, wow. For us to really understand this, looking at Nigeria, Abuja and Lagos will be this is the place of the highest opportunity, and because of that, many people are actually coming. So we, for Africa now, there's going to be that time whereby people, other nations will need workers from Africa, and the only way African can maximize that is to have that system built whereby we can actually increase the visibility of those skilled people as well as enhance their accessibility. So this platform is also structured for that, which is both for current and for what is yet to happen, so that when that time arises, there will be a platform where people can actually afford to balance up. And how do we intend to achieve this? Go-to-market strategy is actually, I said earlier, to cooperate with some, partner with some company. And apart from partnering with some other company, we also intend to choose ambassador in schools. Yes, that's one of our intent, to choose ambassador in schools. So even before you graduate, you're already positioning yourself for the labor market, as well as work with some of the training, vocation, and in skills acquiring institution. Just to
people to hear you bound within the confines of time. There has to be balance for everybody. We have just so we all know, we have 2 contestants left after we're done. And when the last person is finishing, myself and Mr. Stanley will be collecting the report card. We're collecting the report card. By the time the last person is finishing as well. Do we have questions for my friend? Do we have questions for him? Okay, yes, it's your turn now.
Thank you. You didn't allow me to speak for 2 times. My question to him, I think also to the other guy who has something similar.
You're not really talking about competitors and those who have gone ahead of you in this area.
there's Workman app. I want to see what have you actually learned from such kind of apps. Have you heard of Workman app?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to see what makes those ones not to scale or to scale. What have you learned from others working within the ecosystem? Because from what you're saying, and for the other guy as well, you're making it look very novel, but it's still not. So what makes it really different, or what have you learned from others that have been in the same system? Thank you.
Okay, what really makes this particular app different? Because now you're actually seeing the fact that this person is really available, like the availability of the person. So at the long run, it end up, putting aside disappointment. Because I also checked about the worker. This is another story that makes it different. We're not just connecting the brown collar jobs, but we also connecting both the professionals, like other collar jobs like fitness coach, tutor, and some others.
So I don't think I don't know to sorry, but I don't know. I really don't know. It's not my idea, but I love your face and I love your voice. Please, you can make it to the stage, brother. Can we have Kenneth Odo? Kenneth, you're from this state? Kenneth, you travel down from where? Oh, you're from okay, you came from Nasarawa for this competition. Can we put our hands together for Kenneth? Start of the 5 minutes. Listen it already. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks to the organizers of this competition. My name is Kenneth Odo,
co-founder of Analytics Hive. Analytics Hive is an education technology company. We are focused on providing world-class training to the African populace in areas such as in-demand skill areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, among others. Now, what is the problem? Why are we doing what we do? There are some disturbing statistics we have, meaning that Africa, for instance, has about more than 2 percentage points higher unemployment rate than the global average. And imagine a continent that constitutes 19% of the global population. Meanwhile, you will only find 1% of software developers. If you're looking for software developers, Africa produces just 1% of the global workforce for software developers. So we have seen that it's not just about having people passing through school. There are many, there's high growing rate of unemployment in the continent. And then we've come to see that it's not just that this thing is the fault of the youth, because I believe that we are not lazy as they accuse us to be. However, millions want to acquire this skill. Millions of Africans, they want to compete on the global stage, like others from China, India, and the rest. But we have systemic barriers hindering us from hitting these targets. And those systemic barriers come in form of, we have power issues, that is, infrastructure has been the talk of the day. And you can summarize them under power, electricity, or internet. Please go back to the previous slide. So someone will say that, well, I wanted to learn programming, but we don't normally have light. The internet is poor, you understand. I struggle with following up with online class. Or I could not finish my project, even though I registered for an online course because I don't have a laptop. Or I wanted to learn cybersecurity. Udacity is asking me for $300 per month, which I cannot even afford. It's even more than twice my salary. Then the other one is cultural disconnect. There's a saying among my people that he whose father is in heaven will not go to hell. I don't know whether it is true. But bringing it to context here, it means that we need to have a fair representation when it comes to the global stage where decisions about the future of technology is made globally. Now you see that Africa, we are nowhere to be found. Like currently, from a personal experience, I learned how to code on the board in a generation whereby a 13-year-old boy in China can already program a robot. And I'm not sure if it's just my university that where such experience. I believe maybe we can relate because we're all in Nigeria. So now, what are we going to do? Please, the next slide, the solution. So Analytics Hive is providing a Pan-African, offline-first learning experience tailored to address the unique challenges of the African population, right? So we address some of these issues, such as infrastructural issues, with providing learners with a platform where they can have offline-first access to the global training courses that we provide to them, so they can access these courses even without the need for constant internet. So we call it offline first, though you require internet to download this, but you don't need to have constant internet to be able to remain. But in addition to that, there are still other issues, like someone that doesn't have a laptop, even if he has internet, how is he going to navigate? So we go beyond the theory to provide them with cloud-based platform where they can run codes, write codes, and see the output of what they are learning. So it makes learning practical and concrete. And then we grow our courses leveraging experts that grew up in our environments. So our courses are not just affordable, they are also relatable. We use relatable case studies that pertain to the African population. So we are aligned to the SDG 4, 8, and 10, and so far we've trained over 700 persons from across 35 different countries, and we have 4.3 star rating on our training. The tech market is currently valued 3.4 billion, and by the year 2033 should grow to 7.7 billion. And we can see that the market is going to expand because there's a surging demand for digital skills. By 2030, 625 million persons in Africa will need digital skills. The internet penetration, like my brother has already said, is also growing 3 times higher than the global average. Then the edtech space in Africa is also growing. Then our business model involves partnering with professionals, experts to create these courses. Then we sell through a B2B and B2C model. B2B in the sense that we partner with institutions, organizations that want to upskill their workforce and the in-demand skills. Then B2C, we also sell directly to individuals who want to learn these courses. So we are a team of experts with combined years of experience of at least 20 years of experience from across fields such as education, technology, among others. So we have capable hands to build this product.
I'm happy you have capable
thank you.
hands. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I won't be able to entertain any question right now. We all understood what he said. The judges, say that again? He said he presented perfectly. That's what the power that be said. Thank you very much. Please, to the podium. And last but not the least,
let me get the name right. His name is Olalekan Adejumo. He's the Lagos man, right? You're welcome from Lagos. Can we put our hands together for Lagos? You have 5 minutes. I wish you all the very best. Manage your time right.
This is a kind of an app that is very rare to see. It is surplus to solution, waste to wealth. Every user has something surplus. It's either you have your knowledge surplus, you have your material surplus, you have your anything, you must have a surplus. It's either you have a surplus or you have it less. So this surplus share, this is what we do. Please, the next slide. And I will make a reference to the opening speech. So this is what we do. Surplus share doesn't manage waste. We transform surplus into opportunity, creativity into currency, and sustainability into prosperity. If you look at this program as a whole, since the panels and everybody has been talking about is about platform, we don't really have a platform where creativity is vision. I went for a program of creative arts. The only way they showed their creative was through physical like this. Everybody was bringing it out. But there was no a platform that, okay, we have someone that has this initiative. Where can we go? That is what we Africans are having issue of. Where can we find talented people? Must we know someone before we can look for talented people? But if there is a platform whereby you can easily see, as in just go there, then you, okay, this young person is going to come on board to the platform, then you see talented people. But that's not what we only do. What we do, waste to wealth. Now, can you ask yourself, all those wastes you have with you, where is it going to? Where will you put it? Those plastic, those papers, those everything, where are you taking it to? To what? To landfills. Look at, let me give Lagos, because I'm from Lagos. Let me give Lagos as an example. We have much of landfills. And recycling companies are having issue with segregation. Do you know what segregation is? Differentiating different ways. Plastic from liners, from this thing. Though everything, there's what we call, they come from common source. Like the paper now is from the wood. You understand? The plastic too. So we have different kind of recyclable material. So where are the materials going to? Have you ever asked yourself the question? But these materials can be easily be used. Assuming, for example, now you have a platform whereby each of your waste you can transform it to an incentive, maybe monetary incentive or anything. Do you know that everybody will be conscious of his waste? Like those plastic you have, you put inside your pocket and this plastic, I'm going to use it to collect money. Nobody will ever waste, because there's nothing you want to buy in this life that will not come with material, because it has to be covered. So the only way we can keep everywhere clean is by what? By someone should take responsibility of it. That's where sustainability comes in. Environmental sustainability everywhere. And also, what we do also is that we help the poor. How do we help people? Okay, when you have, and it means community bonding, in the sense that in your community now, this is how the app is going. It's going to come across. The reason why I came to Abuja is that to make people know that there is a platform, or there will be a platform that will actually bring bonds in communities. You might have a material that is excess. For example, you have a clothes and you're not putting on again. Okay, instead of you trashing it out, the platform, this is how you do. In the platform, we have recyclers, we have donors, we have givers. Okay, what will you do? If you want to onboard yourself, if you are a donor, you say, okay, this is the this donor. For example, you have a material that you want to trash out. You can easily snap the material on the app. After snapping it, someone that needs the material will actually come for it. So from the platform, so there will be less poor people. From the SDGs, please can you just go fast to where SDGs is? Okay, first, back. So the SDG, no poverty. What will you do? It will reduce poverty, because most people will even have, even there will be youth empowerment in the sense of the creativity aspect, and even the plastic, all these pets, plastic is going to be a means of incentive to individual. If you don't have money, you know that if I have plastic, I'll see money. That is it. If you don't have money, but you know that when you have plastic, it's that you go to party, you start going to party and picking up plastic. But you do it in a formal way. Most people that are doing those things are those abukis, that's what they are doing in Lagos. Packing those boats, individuals, still they see much debt. Go to landfills. You see how they jam pack all the debt. But when there is segregation and recycling comes, that's why most recycling companies are not performing. Why? Because they cannot segregate their waste. But this platform will be a means of segregation of waste. If you are giving us plastic, it will be plastic entirely. If it's liner, it will be liner entirely. If it's electricity waste, it will be it. If it is steel, it will be steel entirely. It will not be mixed up. So we'll be an agent whereby we will segregate every waste. So recycling companies it will be easy for the recycling company to just come over us. Okay, this is what we need. So we are trying to partner with some recycling companies. This sense work, sustainability and what, and also it will help the environment. Please, next step. So I have a team of 4. So to the team. So this is the execution strategy, but I will not go through it because of time. Please. So we have a team of 4. We have a we have a team of 4. We have a designer, a UI/UX design. I'm a front-end developer. So I developed the app. We have the app. It's still on development stage. Also, we have someone, a safety personnel of 16 years experience, which is in charge of waste. So he has as in the knowledge of it. So we have it also.
Thank you.
So I'll just entertain questions and anything you want to ask about surplus here.
See, it's my autonomy to entertain questions.
So
it is not yours.
Okay.
But can we put our hands together for Leko? Thank you very much. Please make it to the stage. While they were all talking, while they were running their presentations, the judges were grading them according to the following rubrics. They were grading them and testing them for various things: innovation, uniqueness, solutions fit. Someone mentioned that there has been several solutions before, Has there been any study on the prior one so that we know, is this better than the other one? I think you said that, right, ma'am? So these are all the things that fall part of the rubric that the judges are using to grade. The business model clarity, the market viability, the readiness, the presentation skill of the individual, impact on the SDGs, and execution strategies. So that at the end of the day, it is not just English without connection with actual implementation that can be read from what is being said. With all of that being said, Mr. Stanley, you know I'm your assistant. I cannot send you on errand, but please, can the judges pass the collation to you? Okay, pen. I have a pen.
So while the judges are grading, in this exam you get results immediately. Don't you like it? And by the way, okay, maybe it's a good time now for the judges to give feedback. But they can't give feedback while they are collating results, Abi.
You are
finished, okay? Okay.
Please give your feedback now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I thought your presentation was wonderful. Claire, by the way, I like your, should I say, your boldness and your attacking prowess. You reminded me of those days. They used to say, good morning, co-debaters, panel of judges. You did very well in that. However, I had a couple of reservations, and I think I'll go through each and every one of you and tell you what my thoughts are. For you, Claire, I like the fact that you limited your solution to only institutions, right? However, I don't think that is widespread enough, because after the ecosystem of the institution, what happens next? Yes, you touched on something saying all, but I also think you should think about scaling up and not just limiting it to only institutions. You asked if there was anything, if people have provided the kind of solutions that you were talking about. I think yes, a whole lot of people have provided those kind of solutions. To Abdul, I think your presentation was very good. It was very, 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 very good. My reservations or my comments on that is, I want to know, or I was fighting to know, what was the actual goal of what you were presenting? Were you presenting something that has to do with health records for the whole country? Is it obtainable in every institution? Or my advice to you would have been, why don't you focus on Ministry of Health and bringing a format or a plan or a scheme to make every other hospital adapt to it as a norm? So that wherever you go, no matter if I travel to Enugu and I am involved in an accident, for instance, my health records are available online. So I do not have to start calling my hospital to know, okay, what are my health records? Or even if I have jackpot, I can actually get my health records online. So I think you should tailor-make your solutions to the Ministry of Health, who sets the standardization for every hospital to connect to, so that your health records can be accessible to all. I don't even understand what I mean. Okay, so I like your own, Daniel. However, I had somebody mentioned that if God give you something, he don't give 1,000 other people. Wallahi, I don't develop my own app like waiting, you don't talk about. And I think yours was very, 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 very interesting, colorful, creative. I don't have much to say about your own. I think you should think about, scaling it up. However, my reservations, you aim to collect 8,000 naira for everybody who subscribes to your platform. I think it's outrageous. Okay, I'll give you the opportunity to talk. So that's what I understood. So I think it's a little bit outrageous. Then number two, why can't I use your platform to get a solution person, then arrange with him outside? Then you will not probably make any money from that. I'm just saying. right? Okay, these are some of the things I did not think you did a proper market survey or feasibility study, and I think you should look into it. I totally loved yours. I've already spoken about your own. So, sorry, what's your name again? Olalekon, yes. I think yours was actually very brilliant, and it was something that is unlike the rest of presenters here. You actually thought outside the box. I don't think it's because you're coming from Lagos, but I think you did a very, very good job. Then to you, I think you are scared. I don't know, you kept shaking and walking up and down. If you don't believe in yourself, I will not believe in you. So in your presentation, I liked what your model was all about, but I think it lacked that pizzazz to make me want to invest in you, because the goal of all these things is to get the investors' money and take your presentation or what you have from 0 to 100%. I don't know if you understand it. Is you that is Menishe? You're trying to think of what I will tell about you. I think yours was pretty good. So I don't have so much to say about yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. And I learned from my mind that the judges have unanimously put their feedbacks through the voices of, it's my voice, my mind. It's my mind telling me, don't worry. It's my mind telling me that you've agreed to put everything together. I will hand over to Mr. Mayoga to take us forward while I take all these feedbacks, report cards, to the back for further review.
Well, I do not think there would be any further review, because at this point, it's my honor to call the big elephant in the room. That is the Chief Executive Officer of RemotewebNET Dynamics Limited, Michael Ebohen. To come forward, we also have to get one of the judges. I want to call, it's my own privilege to choose. Yes. Okay, because of time, because yes, no problem. So I also want to call on Engineer Ojoide, Abba James, to also join in for the presentation, because I have the results here. I'm going to call it in order of the marks that are there, so that we can now know who the winner is quickly before we move to the closing remarks. So let's have you come forward for the presentation while I call all the marks. Now, in the So, in the seventh place, I have with 32 points, Kayode Ayomide. In the sixth place, that's not the points, because it's beginning to. Okay, thank God I just called just one before someone beheads me. You must forgive me, because I told you at the beginning that I never wrote mathematics in secondary school. So anything that has to do with numbers, I know I am free. Nobody can judge me on that. I think it's better I give the teacher to be able to, okay, these are the points, and these are the positions. Okay, these are not the points. These are the points. Okay, so, okay, I don't need to call names. Okay. So, for the seventh, like I said, Ayomide, the seventh, and 101 points. In sixth place, 132 points. We have Daniel Chuku. For the fifth, we have 135 points for Claire Omwa. And of course, in the fourth place, we have 141 points, and it goes to Kenneth Odo. The third place, we have 150 points. That's Olalekan Adejumo. Of course, the second place, the first runner-up, we have 179 points by Emmanuel Ebolariwo. By now you know my guess is as good as yours. So in the first place, you have 185 points, and that is Abdulhak Shomoye. You know, as I read this, I'll from Abdulhak, because I gave a mathematical problem here, and he won it. He won 20,000 naira.
Have you received your alert? So I was able to quickly redeem my own pledge. So without knowing that this is going to pan out this way, so somehow you can see that the judges actually did a very, very good job. All right, so quickly we'll just call the third person because we're going to have awards for them here. The third person, Olalekan Adejumo, please come forward. So he's been awarded for the third place 50,000 naira. Yes, and you can see there's a Lenovo tab, M10. Congratulations. And you have your certificate. Yes. If you're done with the photos, get set the person with the second position, that is Emmanuel Ebolariwo. Come forward. Second position, no shortcuts, yes. Good that you went that way. And that prize goes with a cash prize of 100,000 naira for the second place. And of course, you have the tab and the certificate to go with that. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay. So for the first place, yes, for the Kodak moments. Yes, for the first place we have Abdulhak Shomoye. And he has won a prize of 150,000 naira. And of course, you can see there's always something different when it comes to the first. It's the HP Pavilion X360. And then, of course, his certificate. Congratulations to Abdulhak. I think your cash prize is 170, right? Congratulations. All right, so I think that's one of the we have to now call the rest of the people to be able to get their certificates, right? So we can just, you can come up so that you'll be able to give them the certificates. Here, there's nobody that is a winner and a loser, as it were, because all of you had very, very brilliant ideas. So let us call on the seventh. Kayode, Ayomide, please come forward and get your certificate. Yeah, let's keep clapping. Of course, as we do that, Daniel Chukwu, come ready. Excellent. Daniel, come forward. Daniel Chukwu. Particularly, his presentation was very entertaining. And I could relate with it because I'm struggling with a lot of people that I'm needing to come do some work for me. And like the judge said here, that this is your idea. If you don't go fast, someone is already there. The fifth, Claire Omwa, yes. That is the last lady standing. A round of applause for her. Congratulations, Claire. Any position you choose to stand is fine. The photographers can Photoshop you to any place. Yes. Thank you very much. Kenneth Odo? Yes. Okay. So, you see, when we say there's no Victor, there's no, I don't want to call the other name, but someone Mrs. Blessing has said all the other people that are here that, okay, Engineer Blessing, actually, because I have an engineer. So Engineer Blessing said he's giving 20,000 naira to each of those ones that have already come and have their certificates with them. A round of applause. So thank you very much, Engineer, for that very, very kind gesture. We'll quickly now just move to the closing remarks because we don't have the time. So to close this very powerful event, is one of Nigeria's most respected investors and a mentor of mentors, an accomplished investor, non-executive director, and company chair, known for his passion for nurturing startups. He is one of those big names that person from the Northeast actually called. And honestly, today I have the greatest fortune of putting a face behind the name Kola Aino. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You are embarrassing me with that introduction. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all for waiting to the end of this very important occasion. To the contestants, well done. Can you give them a round of applause, please? I want to particularly highlight Claire. Claire deserves another round of applause. Not only for being the last woman at the finals, but she pitched without a deck. And I suspect that might have impacted the evaluation. So round of applause for Claire. I also like the fact that your solution, you have an MVP on WhatsApp, I remember. And I think you are really following the right disciplines to build a company. So congratulations. This is not leaving the men out, but you've all done really well. You know, as we bring this occasion to a close, I just thought it would be important to encourage all of you here that great things start small. And in my job as an investor, I have had the privilege to work with many of some of the companies that you all admire. And so I want to spend 5 minutes telling you 3 stories. The first story I'll tell you is of a young lady called Odun, who graduated from university, and along with her friends in school, they started a company called PiggyVest. I met Odun, she must have been 18 or 19, and they built a product that customers loved and customers trusted. Today, that product has 7 million users and counting, and it's probably one of Nigeria's most formidable startups. I was fortunate enough to invest very early. I wasn't too stupid not to make that decision. And that small company today is a very significant company. And one of the attributes that I think marks that company apart is that they built a product that users trust. And so the first thing I want you to remember for the contestants as you leave here today is how do you build trust into your product or your startup? Because with trust, you'll find, if you go on, how many of you use PiggyVest here in the audience? How many of you? 1, 2, thank you very much. Thank you all very much. If you go on Twitter and you say something about PiggyVest, you'll find that the users will start engaging you, correct? Because the users trust the product. And so the first thing I want you to remember is trust. The second story I want to tell you is of a young man I met in 2016 called Shola. Do you guys know what Shola I'm talking about? Shola built, he pitched the idea of a payment gateway. At the time, you couldn't actually take payments online. And I was fortunate enough to hear that pitch. Fast forward, in 2020, that company was acquired for 240 million American dollars. And when I think about Shola, one of the things that I can never forget is that he was always very accountable. By accountable, I mean that he never missed an investor update. Not 1 month. So much so that when the company was sold in 2020, to notify us that the sale had been completed, he did a reply all. And the reply all was for the first investor update that he ever sent. So you know how you go to an email that you sent and you reply all? And I think his message was that I was accountable all through. And because Shola was accountable, he had a community of supporters, including myself, that when he called us at 1 a.m., we would answer his call. So the second lesson I want you to take away is accountability. Now the third and final lesson I want you to take away is excellence. How many of you have heard of a small company called MoneyPoint? A couple of years ago, I was fortunate again, I think it's my wife that gives me good luck, to meet a young man called Tosin. He had left InterSwitch and was building this payment company. And the space was already competitive because you had many alternatives. You had Paystack, you had Flutterwave, you had InterSwitch. But what did he do? Tosin set out and built a superior product that was excellent. So much so that if you went to a store and they had 3 POSs, when you saw the blue one, what would you do? You'd want to use that one. Because the saying now went, MoneyPoint always goes. Fast forward a couple of months ago, MoneyPoint became a unicorn, valued at over $1 billion American dollars. That was only possible because they built an excellent product that was superior to the next. So for all of you that have built or that have these ideas of apps, for instance, the Help app, is that what it's called? Help. You have to ensure that your app is 10 times better than the next alternative. Because capital is scarce and competition is fierce. And so only the best ideas would win. So with those 3 stories, I want to leave you and the audience with 3 themes. 1 is what? Trust. Build trust into your product. 2 is what? Accountability. And 3 is what? Excellence. Congratulations on starting your journeys. I wish you all the best. I trust that you can do it. All of these young men and women that I've mentioned started just like this, from where you are today. So on that note, I'd like to thank the organizers of this event, Mike and Abiola, and the rest of all of you in the audience, because you've listened, you've encouraged this young men and women, and I wish you a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I think we can do more than that. Let's have a round of applause again. And because that is the closing remark, the MC has no right to do any other closing again. But of course, we would like to thank the partners that have made this event very, very successful. And we have certificates here for them. And to be able to just call them so that they can get the certificates for some Kodak moments, I would like to call on the woman behind the man. The man with the rose. That's what they call a woman, right? So I'd like to call gentle but firm Mrs. Abiola Ebohen to come forward to help us just give this to the partners and we can have some pictures. You can just take put. After this, we'll just take pictures with you guys and then we can go on for the networking. So, the first partner I'm going to call here for presentation of certificate is Trident Services. Trident Services. Yes, we are waiting for you. You are presenting. Yes, you're in front of the scene at the end. Who is taking the pictures? Ah, no. Someone has to improvise. The best camera you have is the one in your on your hand. Yes, that's the best camera. So I trust you. Some of these phones, they disgrace all the cameras we have in this world. Thank you, Michael. Aha, thank you. You can see we have a whole paparazzi doing this. Yes. Let's have that. Make sure we have all the pictures because thank you very much, Trident Services. So we quickly call on Blue Brain Services Limited. Thank you very much, Blue Brain Services Limited. We have Need Microcredit next. They're not here. Okay. Leaders Brokers Insurance Limited. Yes, we have someone from. Good. While we have those pictures, we also have the Kids Nook. The Kids Nook, yes. Aha. Quickly, we now have the next partner is TA Community. Awesome. Thank you very much, TA Community. The next partner is Olayemi Taiwo and Co. Olayemi Taiwo. Okay, just stepped out. Okay, Dr. Godswill. Yes, okay. We have LERA Communications and Mr. Sams Richard is going to be. Yes, Sams is coming to take to collect this. Aha. Thank you, LERA Communications. Yes, the next partner, we have Tara for Community Development Initiative. Ah, come over. Yes. Excellent. Thank you very much, Tara. Of course, the final one we have here is InfoCert Consulting. InfoCert? Is anybody here? All right. Okay, so thank you very much. I guess the rest of the pictures are going to be at the red carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, so it's time to network and create those extremely important. Yes, you can have, just come down so that you'll be able to have the judges, the panelists. Let's be able to have a picture with all of you here. A special thanks to all the partners and everyone that has stayed back. And thank you all for being a part of the 2025 mentorship. Tell us what to do. Up? Okay, so can all of us, we are actually very many, so all of us can come to the stage. It can contain us. It has to be. Where's the CEO? Can we have Mr. Michael? This is a historic picture. And you have no idea how far this picture will go. Okay. Okay, you can quickly take the. Aha. Excellent. Excellent.